This is Bethesda's penultimate RPG. While the games they've released since have garnered praise, nothing compares to how far Skyrim went in 2011, or how well it was supported a decade later. While Nintendo doesn't openly admit it, this game was clearly the inspiration for The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild. How big was that? This game might actually be the new Skyrim, or at least if Nintendo has released it on other platforms. There were a ton of Final Fantasy games coming to Xbox Game Pass this year. Among them, Final Fantasy XV surpassed its predecessors. It was a controversial title when it was finally revealed. Was it worth the wait? Most of the discussions were about this, but now this is free. This is the best opportunity to skip it and judge yourself. When Fallout 3 came out, die-hard fans of previous games were disappointed that it became a shooter. Hence the spiritual successors emerged like Wasteland to return to the top-down view of Fallout. The developer, Inxel Entertainment, is made up of people who worked on older games, so who knows better than them? The thing is, Wasteland 3 won't disappoint, even if it's a little different. This is part of the Tahu series, a very niche franchise of games and other anime-influenced products. Ignoring history, all he needs to know is this is as close to Castlevania: Symphony of the Night as possible. It is an open 2D Metroidvania RPG. It even looks at the section from level design to character animations. Like most Metroidvanias, it will be difficult to leave it once it has started. Thanks to EA Play coming to Xbox Game Pass, subscribers now have loads of games to check out. This is especially true for RPG fans. Dragon Age Inquisition may be as old as an early PS4 Xbox One game, but it's still considered the best in the series. Now, while you are waiting for the sequel, it might be a good time to try this for the first time, or to refresh your wisdom before the sequel in question comes out. All Kingdom Hearts games came to Xbox Game Pass this year. For Xbox One players who only owned Kingdom Hearts 3 in 2019 without any context, this is a blessing, albeit overdue. There were hours to get in. Among all the collections on Xbox Game Pass, this refresh of the top 3 games stands out as the highest rated game. Another modern Square Enix classic is Nier Automata. This version was actually what Xbox One owners got a year after it became PS4 exclusive, so it's filled with even more annoying RPG action. This game demands a lot from players in terms of investment of time, but those who have already beaten it know that these hours are worth it. It is an RPG unlike any other. The history of Dragon Quest XI is quite unusual. Released on PS4 and 3DS in Japan, both games were the same but different. When it was first released here, it was just a PS4 version on the console. Then, in the Switch version, the console and Palm versions were combined, and there were even more extras. This release is the last of the last efforts later on, and is the first time the Dragon Quest franchise has hit Xbox console. This is very important as it is free. The Yakuza series has struggled to make a splash in the West for years. While there are niche fans, it wasn't until Yakuza 0 that more people started jumping into this crazy brawler RPG. The first was a prequel, which meant there were no obstacles in front of the entrance. Second, it was such a good game for the series, from the action to the dramatic story. This is the one that will be played on Xbox Game Pass. As mentioned earlier, EA Play has opened up a wide range of games for RPG players to enter Xbox Game Pass. Mass Effect may be 2 generations ago, but it's still a high peak for BioWare, EA and RPGs everywhere. Yes, there's a reimagined collection coming out next year, so it might be good to wait. However, for the impatient, this should always be here for the keen Xbox Game Pass subscribers. Thank you for watching the video. If you liked the video, don't forget to click the like button and subscribe to the page.